Hi everyone, my name is Stephen Lei and I would like to show you this Japanese lantern. It's called a yukimi-dōrō that I made with clay. It's typically made with stone, but I don't have stone and I don't know how to cut stone, so I decided to make it with clay. So first in this video I will go a little bit through some background about this type of Japanese lantern and the different pieces that go into it. Next, I will show some of my design ideas and how I came up with the design. And then lastly, I'll explain how I made it. The yukimi-dōrō is a type of tōrō. So tōrō, it just means lantern in Japanese style lantern. And yukimi literally means snow viewing. So as you can imagine, this type of lantern looks beautiful in the snow because the snow sticks on the top, like the hat portion. Okay, the lantern itself consists of 5 major parts. On top, we have the finial, which in Japanese is called the Hoju. And below that, you have the hat-like piece, which is called a Kasa. And that provides shelter for the lantern. The middle portion is where the light sits, and it is called the Hibukuro in Japanese, which literally means fire bag. And that sits on top of the Chudai, which means mid-base. And all of that sits on the legs or the base, which are called in Japanese Ashi or Dai. The type of clay that I used was called Vashon Buff. I went to my local pottery store and I looked at different samples and I decided that I wanted to go with the type of stoneware, which is, I chose stoneware because of how it sort of resembles stone after it's been fired. And I chose also stoneware because you don't need to glaze it. So I wanted it to have a sort of rough stone-like look to it, and I didn't want it to be glazed. Okay, getting into the actual building of the thing. So I created most of the pieces using the slab method. So I started with the Hibukuro and basically just started off by rolling out the clay so that it was consistently about 1/2 inch of thickness. And then I cut those so that they were a couple inches wide and I cut the edges, those long edges, at an angle so that when I put all the pieces together, it would form a hexagon. And I put those together using slip. I basically scored some of the edges with an old fork and applied slip and combined those pieces together. Next, we have the Kasa or the hat. And you'll see on the other side that I cut out a hexagon shape to match the lantern portion so that it would sit nice and snug. And I actually combined the hat with the finial so that it was all one piece. I didn't think that I needed to keep those separate. And the mid base is pretty simple. It's another slab, and I cut out a hexagon shape so that the Hibukuro would sit right on top. And you will notice on the back that I have a circular portion that I stuck onto it so that it would sit right onto the legs. So these are the legs. You will notice that this was also created using a slab method. So it's basically just 4 slabs that I put together on the sides, and then on top there's another slab. And the reason why I have this crack here is because I tried to put all the pieces together and stack them up into a lantern before it was fired, and I think it was just too much weight on it before it was completely, strong enough to take that, and it cracked. So just make sure that wait until you actually fire it before you start putting it together and stacking the pieces. The reason why I made it this size was you can see that I can perfectly fit this tea candle from IKEA right inside. So I could, potentially light a candle on the inside, but I don't think that it's safe to use an actual candle. So I'm probably just going to buy like something like an LED, like waterproof LED candle thing, so that I can have it outside. It looks good. I'm happy with it. Yeah, it's a nice little addition to my mini garden. And let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you liked, and thank you.